Hi and welcome. I not sure, maybe you've heard before, but near death experiences or a near death experience where there's a few different ways you can have them. There's a lot of videos on YouTube. In fact, I'm going to put a playlist together um, of people's different experiences. I'm going to talk about the ones that I've had. I've had three of them. Two or more what you would normally think of as a near death experience, and one of them was more. Well, I didn't think it was at first until I saw it listed as one. So, but they say after them you become more psychic. The first near death experience was the week before my accident. I had a house party and I was on ecstasy, but did ketamine for the first time, and I remember being outside, went in my bathroom to do some, came outside my bathroom, squatted down like on the floor against the wall, like with kind of like just my head down. And next thing I know, I was up over my body, looking down at my body. So like my spirit or soul or whatever had left my body, and I was looking. I wasn't awake. I wasn't sleeping. I was. I wasn't sitting there. I was just like kneeling, squatting down. But so that was the first. That was pretty crazy. But actually, at the end of that weekend, that was I think Friday night or Saturday night. But Sunday night, I got a call, and a friend OD'd after taking 4 ecstasy, and I had I've been saying over the years I took 32, 17 Friday and 17 Friday, 15 Saturday, but I must have gave some way. I don't know. I mean, just thinking about it lately, and I know they were good because I always tested everything, and the people that were at the party were on the same thing, and I must have gave some way because there's no way. I don't think I would have been able to live if I took that many. I mean, but I would take them every hour or two for sure. I mean, I know you can. People from back in the day would definitely verify that I was way out of control with them. So, but when I got a call about it, a friend OD'd after taking 4 of them, I vowed to quit. And I just got rid of everything I had, and um, I went with that next week. I had no intentions of going back to it, and I got hurt the next weekend. I was sober, which a lot of rumors were going around I was on drugs or whatever when I got hurt, but I wasn't. Um, and then that brings me to the second near-death experience was at my accident when I dove in water at the beach. I was face down in the water when I was paralyzed, so I couldn't move my arms or legs to turn over. And after shaking my head for I don't know, what felt like 5 minutes or whatever, trying to get air, I just stopped moving, and I don't know how long I was sitting there not moving. When I had my eyes closed, it was black. Close your eyes, it's black. Eventually went like to a white light, like a little bit of white light, and it just got brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter, and then it was like unbelievably bright white light. And then the next thing I knew was I was coughing on the beach, and then I got flown to the hospital, which I'll go more detail about the whole accident and show pictures because it's a freak accident. I still wonder what the heck I was thinking and stuff. But and the third one, it was a weekend, like a Saturday or Sunday. I just knew something was wrong. I just had the inner knowing. My spasms were acting up a little more, and I just knew something was wrong. I called 911 because I was afraid to drive because the spasms were so bad. I didn't want to get in an accident. I called 911. They came, and no sooner did they get me on the stretcher, I coded, and I don't even remember getting out to the ambulance. And I guess they were working on me all the way to the hospital. Got to the emergency room. They were still trying to revive me and stuff, and I was dead for 40 minutes. They were just about to call time of death, and I started breathing on my own. My doctor knew that I didn't want to be kept on any like life support or nothing like that, so they just kept working, trying to get me to come back. And after 4 minutes without oxygen to your brain, you're brain dead. It's so when I started breathing again, I wasn't still out of it. They had to put me in an induced coma because every time they tried to bring me out of it, I would go into have a grand mal seizure. So, and this was 12 days I was in the coma, and finally they just said they did have to, have to do it. But the doctor had told my mom, if I come out of it, I'd probably be brain dead. I wouldn't remember anything. You know, uh, Possibly not remember the time, not be able to tell the difference in time of day or speak. But what I finally remember waking up and being in a hospital room. I don't remember being in like ICU or nothing, but I remembered everything. And the only thing I couldn't talk, my speech was so mumbled, I would struggle to get any little bit out. I ran out of breath, and it took me like 6 months to be able to talk again. And still, if you listen to my videos, I've been trying to be aware of it when I'm talking on the videos to make sure I'm pronouncing my words, because I can kind of mumble sometimes, especially when I'm tired or if I haven't slept. Well, I guess if I haven't slept much, I'm tired. But I've tried to been more forceful with the pronunciations and being aware of it, because sometimes I'll get to talking real fast because I used to run out of air, so I just start talking fast to get it out. And then also with abdominal strength minimal, it's hard to project my voice, so that's where the mumbling part comes in too. But yeah, 6 months I had to pretty much start over. I went to the doctor a month later, and the nurses, it was funny, I see their face when they saw me. We thought you were dead. When I came, I don't remember anything happening when I was gone, which they say sometimes you don't, sometimes you do. There's a lot of stories. And like I said, I'll put the playlist down there. There's a lot of people that have stories that gone to heaven or gone to hell. They have some crazy. I wish I could remember if anything happened. But all I do know is when I did come back, there was an inner knowing. Like I knew I was here to do something bigger, something, something I had a mission to complete. And that's what I'm working. That's the stuff I'm working on right now. I didn't know all the details of it because when I actually had the incident, I was working on a nonprofit. It's for spinal cord injuries and other disabilities. But it's kind of a scaled down version of what I'm working on now. What I'm working on now it's much bigger in totality. Which those plans, if you heard the other video, they were like downloaded to me in like 2015, like one thing after another, the whole complete plan. Like I didn't think about it. It was like I was doing a mind map and boom, 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 one thing after another. Next thing you know, it's one big mind map with everything. So it's pretty crazy. But yeah, I just everybody has a purpose. Everybody's here for a reason. And when you figure out what that reason is, then you can really start living, But look at this life. Look at life here. Time on earth is a filter. Filter light or dark, good or bad. You can decide, your fate or what you're going to call it, your existence afterwards. There's so much deception going on and so much work to hide the truth from everybody so that you stay not asking questions and don't become aware of what's going on, because the more people that are deceived, obviously that's a win for the other side, But anyway, don't take life for granted. It could be gone tomorrow. In fact, I'm not guaranteed the next breath or the next 5 minutes, But I've been fortunate to have someone or looking from above or walking behind me or, as I've gone, because there's been so many crazy experiences through my life that it amazes me what I've been through and the experiences I've had, because it's like, it's surreal. If I was reading it about someone else, I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I just can't believe it's my life, and there's still a lot more to come. I mean, even what's going on, like physically with new things that have happened here even in the past couple weeks, and then with the whole helping other people, which if you want to read, if you haven't checked out what I'm working on, you can go to helpedhimhelpothers.com, and also stay tuned here, subscribe or like, keep documenting my progress and update what's going on. And I hope you'll share this also. What I'm working on is a big project. I need a lot of help, and whether it be WordPress developer, project managers, I'm gonna need executive, like someone with the experience building startups, marketing, all kinds of different. Just think about a business and all those positions. So if you're interested in helping out or have some skills that would be beneficial, you can email helpedhimhelpothers@gmail.com and just put in the subject line what it is, if you have a skill or a support or whatever it is your email's about, to help me sort them easier. And I'm super excited. I mean, it's going to be amazing. I have no doubt it will be successful and more importantly help a lot of people, not only in the US but around the world. And that's going to be awesome, because to me, I don't need a big house, I don't need fancy cars and all that stuff. I count my success based on the people I help, the people I affect, but again, this is getting a little bit long. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll follow along with me on this journey. Have a blessed day. Bye.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe in whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Take the red pill. The red pill. Take the red pill.